Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and today we have a bit of an early blog coming up this afternoon because it is up at 1 p.m. and not 2 p.m. I don't know if it's an accidental push or not, but we're here to talk about that, and also happy Apocalypse Day, everyone, because, well, you can see it here on the screen. He is live. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be doing anything regarding that in today's video. There will be some stuff, probably, if necessary, over the next little while. I'm not really going to record the Apocalypse Saga. I don't think that's really necessary. I don't think that the interesting, it's really interesting because it says it ends in 7 days. So I don't know what this means. Is he only actually going to be open for 7 days? That seems a bit crazy. But anyways, we're not going to be doing the campaign nodes itself in this video because I don't expect it to be very difficult. If it somehow becomes really, really challenging, maybe I'll put out a video for that. But otherwise, I'll just be unlocking him through Baby Apocalypse and then maybe doing some testing over the weekend. So that's the plans, but we're here to talk about the blog. One other thing before we jump into that, though, is, yes, there's a lot of mail, but I mentioned this on my Discord, that I was able to claim, it doesn't matter too much, but there was Commander's Cash milestone buttons on the web store, and I was able to claim this 4 or 5 times, I don't know, a lot of times, that you could click over and over again on the web store. So once again, the web store is bugged, but that should come to no surprise when it comes to Scopely and Boundless. So anyways, let's get with the blog because there's lots to talk about with some new characters. So if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down. And to start things off, I'm not sure if anyone even saw this coming. So I guess well, sort of. So we have a skill raid team, or an improvements to the skill raid team. This is Captain America World War II. So I don't know if anyone really saw this coming or not, but let's read on. Invaders. Reporting for duty soon will be the elite squadron of hero, the Invaders. This scrappy team of soldiers will specialize in the much-needed skill raid lanes. They'll be great in all of the current Doom raids and will be instrumental in a new raid that will be releasing this year. So I guess that basically confirms that it's not going to be a Doom raid. It's going to be whatever the new name is going to be. And presumably it's also going to be the same origins because they talk about it being needed for skill raids. We'll have more information on this raid in a future blog, but its base difficulty will be easier than Doom 3.3. And this is good to know because my alliance is currently sitting on Doom 3.3, which means that as long as we're doing this, we should have no problems doing, Doom. It's not going to be Doom 4, but, whatever the new raid is going to be, Apocalypse raid, who knows. Leaving his desk duty for this invader field operation will be the legend himself, Nick Fury, and he'll be leading a group of heroes who were thumping enemy bus during the World Wars. Captain America World War II, Bucky Barnes, Iron Fist World War II, and Union Jack. Okay, so we have, 4 new characters. Captain America World War II, Bucky Barnes, presumably a separate version, Iron Fist World War II, and Union Jack. 4 new characters, wow. For the complete updates to Nick Fury, be sure to check out our upcoming version 7.0 release. So that's probably going to be next week, and most likely there are going to be Envoy release videos related to that beforehand, probably on Monday or Tuesday, or, the day before the patch, essentially. Today we'll be covering the new recruits. Dev notes, the Invaders are a very diverse set of skill characters. Most Marvel characters can easily fit into multiple origin traits. When the team thinks about origin means, or what origin means, helps us focus on the version of the character we're making. Our version of Kate Bishop is a perfect example of a character who could fit into different origin traits. So basically, they're trying to explain why certain characters are the way they are, especially with an Iron Fist character. People are wondering, why is he a skill character? So let's move on, though. So this is just I like that they're explaining their reasoning behind it, though. So Captain America World War II. Again, I'm just going to skip through a little bit of the lore. I'll probably come back and read this because there's some characters in here that honestly I have zero idea about. So I will come back and read that. Captain America is a controller for the Invaders, and he's bolstered with high focus and resistance. He helps dictate the battle for his team by supplying Invader allies with ability energy, manipulating effects, and by denying enemy summons and clones. So that's interesting. While on offense in raids, often are you doing anything else? I mean, raids are offense, so I don't really understand that. When he has 4 or more Invader allies, so that means that he needs the full team. So Hero Global Skill Controller Invader. So what this means, though, of course, is this a brand new team? It's not an improvement to the Secret Avengers. It's a brand new full team. So hold on to your britches, everybody, because you're going to need it. And you're going to need to put all this resources in gold on the back of some of the more recent characters. So basic American Iron. Attack primary target for 300% damage, plus apply slow for 2 turns. Gain assist from random Bucky Barnes. That's okay. Special Brother in Arms, 3 out of 3. Low cooldowns here. Flip all negative effects to positive effects for self and all invader allies. That's good. Flipping is good. Apply 2 deflect to self and all allies. That's good. More ability energy. Honestly, aside from the taunt, this actually looks pretty similar to Cap, OG Cap, even though this is World War II Cap. So another Cap. Ultimate Armored Cavalry, 5 out of 5. Attack all enemies, so an AoE attack for 400% damage. Clear defense up and apply offense down for 2 turns, so good mitigation there. In raids, reduce speed bar for all enemies by 5% plus 5% per invader ally, so 25%. We know that speed bar removal is very, very good, especially like the Eternals when they have that. Generate 1 ability energy to all invader allies. This ability cannot be dodged or blocked. Passive. First Super Soldier on spawn apply 2 death proof to the entire team. When a Bucky Barnes ally drops below 50%, apply 2 deflect to him. On death of an invader ally, like I hope that doesn't happen, but yeah, generate ability energy for all of them. Gain 20% max health for everyone. In raids, they gain an additional 40% max health, so that's 60% total. On spawn, if this character has 4 or more invader allies, generate 4 ability energy for all adjacent invader allies. This is really, really good, actually, but it's only to adjacent allies, so it's very going to be important as to who he's next to. I don't understand this part. On offense, if this character is 4 or more invader allies, enemies cannot summon or clone. Does this mean that we're going to see him as an enemy, and that constitutes defense? I'm a bit confused on this text here, but hey, maybe that's just me. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. Bucky Barnes. So again, going to skip through the lore part here. He's the blaster. No surprise there. Basic battle rifle. Primary target for 300% damage, plus prolong all negative effects by 1, except for ability block, stun, and trauma. That's pretty common. We see that quite often these days with some of the newer characters, that they can't extend everything. If charged, chain to 1 adjacent target for 300% and do the same thing. Lose 1 charge for the first attack and each subsequent attack. In raids, these attacks can prolong ability blow. Oh, okay. Well, we just kind of like negated everything in here. So in raids, it can prolong those, but which suggests that we're going to be getting a character that gives trauma in raids then, or he does, because we haven't seen it yet. Special, Buckshot, 3 out of 3. Apply offense up for 2 turns to all invader allies. I like that this does this first before anything else. Attack primary target for 350%. For each charge, repeat this attack against a different adjacent target, up to a max of 5. So a different adjacent. So it can't be the same target twice. Repeat the attack, ignore stealth, lose 1 charge for the first attack and subsequent attacks in raids. Clear taunt on all targets. Apply disrupt for 2 turns to all targets, and then 5,000% extra focus for this. So that's pretty good. Ultimate Garand old time. 5 out of 5. 300% piercing and 2 bleed to the primary target. I'm kind of more interested in the raid section. Clear taunt again, really. So both of his attacks has the clear taunt. So that's good, I guess. But I can't really remember the skill raids as it is right now in terms of how necessary that is. I mean, it depends on when this new raid comes out. This attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. Passive, Plucky Sidekick. On start, gain 8 charges. I was wondering whether or not anyone else gives him charges. At the end of any character's turn, if this character does not have charge, apply offense down for 2 turns to all enemies. So are you wanting to blow through his charges? That's what it sounds like. Gain 8 charges? Oh, so he like does this and then he gains his charges back? Fill this character's speed bar by 50%. Gain 20% damage. Invader allies gain 20%. In raids gain 40. So wow, 60% damage to the entire team in raids. I'm a little bit confused on how this ends up happening. I'm assuming that it's just like after if he doesn't have charge, he does all this. He basically does the offense down for 2 turns and then gains the charges back. That's kind of how I'm kind of looking at this, and getting the speed bar as well. Iron Fist World War II. So many characters in here. Like, again, why do we need another Iron Fist character? Is this a thing? Let me know in the comments down below. I've never heard of Iron Fist World War II. This is not Danny Rand, right? It's his father? Orson Randall? Oh, like, I don't even know. Maybe I should read this, but or oh, it is him. Yes, so it's yeah, or so it is Orson. So it's not. It's his father or something. Okay. Attack primary target for 300% damage. Martial art on his basic attack here. Barrier the most injured ally. So he's the support character. Non-injured ally for 10% of this character's max health. Special inner turmoil, 3 out of 3, which is good. Damage attack for primary and adjacent. Extend all positive effects by +1. So you have to think about this in relation to Nick Fury as well, who has a lot of positive effects that he can spread, so that's pretty cool. In raids, clear heal block from self and all invader allies, and a heal for 20%. This seems a bit lackluster in my opinion, but Nick Fury's also a support character, so there may be, because I remember that Nick Fury does heal with this special, so that may extend to this team now, so we'll have to wait and see for that one. Ultimate Chi Barrage. Apply stun to the primary target. Attack all enemies for 400% damage. In raids, stun for 1 turn and ability block for 2 turns on the mystic enemies with the highest damage. That is very specific. So that suggests that we're going to be fighting a lot of mystics in this new raid that's upcoming. In raids, revive a dead ally for 50% max health and apply stealth for 2 turns and 2 death proof to that ally. So again, I guess if you die, heal self and all invader allies for... Okay, so this is better. So this one's a lot better. This is like a way bigger heal, plus a revive, and then like stuns and stuff in raids. So that's pretty cool. Passive Tranquility through Violence. On spawn, bury yourself and all invader allies for 15%. This character's max health. So that's very similar to original Iron Fist, except for his was just a heal. This is a barrier, which is kind of cool too. On this character in any invader allies turn, heal self for 3%. And the whole team for 3% of his max health on every ally's turn, basically, if they're invader. And then armor, 20% is probably going to get boosted again. Yeah, the 60% seems to be the number here. On spawn, if this character has 4 or more invader allies, apply immunity for 2 turns to self. And that's really good on spawn, especially for raids. When this character or any invader ally drops below 50% max health, fill speed bar by 15%. And finally, we have Union Jack. Oh my god. And he has another blaster. So we have 2 blasters, 2 support, and a controller. It sounds like we don't actually have a tank for this team, but hopefully we don't need it with all the damage and stuff that's going on. And apparently there is a web gateway. Problem. Bangers and Smash. Primary target for 300% damage and flip 1 positive effect into a negative. That's pretty standard. In raids, flip 3 positive. That's pretty good. And a charge mechanic, apparently. So special, fan the hammer, 3 out of 3, apply offense down for 2 turns to the primary target, attack primary target for 210% damage, plus apply 1 slow up to a maximum of 3. If charged, lose 1 charge. So a lot of charge mechanics here. In raids, also apply +1 ability block, so that's good too. Ability block is always great for raids, because there's usually a character that you really need to block, whether it's a Doctor Doom, or a Dormammu, or who the hell knows like what they're going to throw at us. Attack primary target for 300% damage plus apply disrupted. That's his ultimate, 5 out of 5. In raids, reduce speed bar of the target for 30%. Unfortunately, it's just a single target, but we do have that AoE reduction of turn bar on the other characters. For each charge, repeat this attack, though. Oh, that's good. Up to a maximum of 5 adjacent targets, so 30% to a bunch of different targets. That's pretty cool. On passive for King and Country. I like how they changed this, because I was talking about this in my Discord about, we have King Charles now, right? So they did, I think, adjust this, for that, because we're used to saying, or people in the Commonwealth are used to saying for Queen and Country, and now they've changed this to for King and Country. So that's interesting. On spawn, gain 6 charged at the end of any character's turn. If this character does not have charged, apply evade. So this is a very similar mechanic to Bucky. Apply evade to self and all invader allies. Gain stealth for 2 turns, and then fill speed bar. So very similar mechanics. Once you lose your charges, you gain them back, but then you do a bunch of stuff. So as the battle goes on longer. Gain 25% crit chance. While this character has stealth, he gains an additional 50% crit chance. I honestly don't even think he needs Raider, because it almost looks like he's getting about 100% crit chance in raids. So that's pretty crazy, and Invader allies are getting 50% crit chance as well. So I don't think they're going to need the Raider ISO in raids, because it's just an insane amount of crit chance. Now, that's the team. So that's like pretty much the first 4 characters that we're going to be getting for next patch. So skill raid for next patch at the start. So for better or for worse, let me know how you feel about that in the comments down below. And that is this old World War II team that they're kind of bringing out here. I don't really know much about that, though. Daylight savings, again, changes on the 12th of March on Sunday, so make sure you keep an eye on that if you're from North America or anywhere with daylight savings time. Charging station, we're not going to talk about this. Charging station, we know how this works. I've talked about this in previous videos. You should basically be saving just enough to do the second round of this. BKT Bash, that's another quick rumble. Again, not going to go over this. A War Horseman Scourge event is coming back on March the 13th. So that's going to be on Monday at 2 p.m. So if you need some more shards for Red Hulk, then you'll be able to do that. Secret Admirers. Yeah, it's like a team-up thing that we've had like in-game for a while now. Bring back the they're just bringing back all of these legacy events. I'm not going to really talk about this. However, we do have a Pocket Dimension starting on March the 17th, which is going to be next Friday, and it's going to be using BKT. Wait, what? Literally? Are we just using 5 characters? Okay, so for those who don't know what BKT is, we're going to talk about this over here. I believe it doesn't give the specific characters in here, but I'm almost certain, actually, is it in the game right now? Because that's really important to note. I know who they are, but I want to know what they think it is. It's not listed in here. So the characters that I think it is going to be the ones that were listed on the photo. So Minerva, Star-Lord, Thanos, Rocket, and Groot. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure that's their traditional BKT. So those are the characters that you're going to need to use, apparently, for Pocket Dimension, which is interesting because a lot of players who are not older veterans may not have this team built up. So this may be quite challenging for a lot of people, actually. And that's kind of bad. Luck of Spring milestone, so March 17th. This is a new one, not related to the month long, I would assume, because this was not mentioned before. Spend campaign energy and earn alliance credits. Oh yeah, of course, for a 7-day milestone and leaderboard that requires a 5-star red star character, costume bits, and more. For what costume, I don't know. New character availability update. This is really important here. Several years ago, the dev team announced in a blog post that there'd be... So this is probably as a result of some content creators' videos that I heard over recently about how they broke promises and things like this. Over the past year, there have been several instances where that did not occur. This happened for several reasons, including the shift from traditional legendary events to the Scourge events and the introduction of hard mode. So as the production schedule has changed since the original statement was made, a revision to the strategy is necessary while still holding to the spirit of the statement. The dev team is still committed to ensuring that at least one newer character will have increased availability. One newer character will have increased availability each month, with a good chance of a second character being included and a moderate chance of a third. It is unlikely that those characters will become available on the first Wednesday, but will be made available later. Yeah, this is so Scopely, right? Good chance of a second character and a moderate chance of a third. We don't know what that means, right? Like realistically, that means that they're committed to one. That's what we should take away from this. They're committed to at least one newer character per month, and we really shouldn't think that we're going to get too much more than this, because if we do, great, but otherwise that's not what they're committing to. We apologize for any confusion and the delay in announcing the update. We greatly appreciate your questions and the feedback on the topic. So we do have still Chapter 6 of the campaigns to go through. This is going to be released on March the 15th. Don't miss out on rewards that include teal gear. There is some good stuff in there, actually. There's tier 16s that you can farm in there, which is really good. And Vision is going to be made farmable in there. Strike Pass, Season 29 of Strike Pass is going to be on next week, on the 15th at 2 p.m. And we're going to get Dark Beast and Brawn. But of course, realistically, that means like 15 shards or so. Red Star featuring... Okay, so now we know for sure March 15th, that's going to be the date of the patch, because that's when the Red Stars are going to be for Captain America World War II. So set your clocks to Wednesday. That's when the new patch is going to go live. The Friday free claim. Now, I tried to get this working, actually, but I tried to reset this a handful of times, actually, in fact, on the store, and it wasn't working. So I don't know if we can get it to work. Maybe we can get it to load again. But anyways, they're going to mention it here. This is pretty typical. You know, the 5,000 Eagle emblems that we're getting for the month long. I'm not going to really go over this too much. And of course, if you need to sign up for that stupid strike sweepstakes, that you could do that there. So events, I'm not Ebony Moss. Such a waste of time. Green Goblin Blitz, Quick Rumble, Payday, and of course, every single thing in this is subject to change. Because last week we had some information regarding the historic encounter event that was just flat out wrong. So I can't get this to load. The website's been a piece of shit lately, actually. I've had a hard time getting it to load. So I don't know, maybe you can do better, and maybe I'll check in a little bit later on the web store and see what's going on there. But otherwise, guys, let me know about this new skill raid team. Are you looking forward to building 4 brand new characters, or potentially Nick Fury up even further that you didn't want to do? That's like 5 characters potentially that you're going to need to build. I mean, of course, that's nothing new, but this is a lot of new characters for a team rather than just adding a couple of new characters and reworking something. So that's the end of this video, everyone. Happy Apocalypse for those 1% of players that are probably going to unlock them. And for everyone else, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And hopefully I'll be able to get some Apocalypse clips to you soon. So until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.